Welcome to TNR Fridays. In this episode, me and Ryan are going to cover the upcoming week in college football. We're going to be covering Arkansas, Clemson, and Oklahoma, and all the such. Thank you for watching the YouTube format of TNR Fridays. What's up, everybody, and welcome to the TNR Sports Show. It's here, folks. We got a loaded episode for you. I hope you're ready as I am. I am ready. Ryan, are you ready?
I'm so ready. I am ecstatic.
I'm literally sitting here. We record on Wednesday nights. I'm sitting here watching a football game, UAV versus Jacksonville State. Very addicting. Game kind of sucks. UAB's winning 17-0 at the time of this recording. I'll update you if throughout the episode, fans. Anyway, we got week 1 coming up. Week 0 is behind us. No more Nebraska. That's over. We're never mentioning them again. Ryan will mention them once when they whoop their butts. But they are donezo. We're talking about the real big dogs now. The big dogs are on the block.
The dog.
I've got tons of games for y'all coming y'all's way. We're gonna bring them down. We're gonna run through some. We're gonna talk about some. We're gonna break down what's important to talk about, and we're gonna move on. Sound good?
Sounds good. Let's do it.
All right. Also, if your team is mentioned in this thing at all, just know that I have a certain set of people in my mind that I forgot a game. Oh my God, I forgot a game I need to talk about. Remind me at the end, Ryan. I have a certain set of people in my mind that I have certain teams parallel towards. So if you're one of those people, you're welcome. All right, here we go. It's a marathon, not a sprint, folks. Let's talk about that going in. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Like, subscribe, follow, share with your friends, share with your grandma, share with your dead grandma, share with everybody. Let them know. Let them know. Let them know. All right, Coastal Carolina versus the Citadel. The line, I'm going to write you the line first, Ryan. So read the line and we'll go through the predictions. Coastal Carolina had it backwards, though. That's why it threw me off. Coastal Carolina versus the Citadel tomorrow, Thursday. You will, at the time of this listening, you already know what happened. We're going to make predictions on some of these games, and you're going to be like, wow, these guys are really smart, or wow, these guys are really dumb. That's the way it goes on football. The line is Coastal Carolina minus 35.5, and the over-under is 57. That means Coastal Carolina is favored by 35.5 points. Ryan, what do you think?
After what we saw from Coastal last year, I think they're going to whoop Citadel. I had it down that Coastal will win 48-20.
What did I have? I had 45-20. Well, not switching it up there much, Trennon. Coastal would not cover the line at that point, I don't believe. But a little homegrown flavor for you right here. A little South Carolina beef. Used to be in the same conference together, the SoCon, years and years and years ago. And then, Coastal Carolina moved on to FBS football, yada, yada, yada. Coastal Carolina is returning every single starter from 2020, except for one defensive end who went to the NFL. Take that in your pipe and smoke it. We'll keep covering Coastal Carolina. I am interested in seeing their progress as we move along. Ohio State versus Minnesota. Ohio State's favored by 14.5 points, and the over-under is 62.5. Ryan, I have a take on this game. I want to hear yours first.
Yeah, so Minnesota has been a pretty decent team in the Big Ten the past couple of years. I think it'll be I don't think it'll be a challenge for Ohio State. I think Ohio State's going to whoop them, but I think it'll be closer than maybe what the over-under is or what the spread is.
Yeah, the spread. There you go.
Yeah, thank you. I think that Ohio State will probably win about 45-28. It's the beginning of the season. You got a new quarterback, a lot of the different stuff coming in. So,
yeah. I think you'll know quick. Here's the two roads. It's going to be a two-road thing here. Either it's going to be a close game, Ohio State will win, but Minnesota keeps it close, or Ohio State just whoops them. And look back at Ohio State's first game last year. Justin Fields was the quarterback, different situation. They still have great running backs at Ohio State. They still got great wide receivers, probably the best wide receiving core and running back room in the nation, which is saying something. Ryan, I don't know, man. They got some good stuff over there going on
Yes,
at Ohio
I
State.
agree.
The quarterback, we don't know. So you're going to find out a lot real fast. I think the first quarter is going to tell the story. If Ohio State starts lighting them up, things start going their way, not good for Minnesota, not good for the Minnesota bettors. But we'll find out quick. I'm going with Ohio State, 54-13. I think they're going to wax them. Isn't PJ Fleck the coach at Minnesota? Or is
Yeah,
that Purdue? Oh, okay, there was a guy at
for sure.
Purdue. Who's the guy at Purdue?
No idea.
Oh, there's a guy at Purdue. Anyway, all right, moving on. Virginia Tech versus UNC. You will not know the outcome of this game when you listen to this podcast. If you listen to it on Friday when it comes out, you'll have no clue. You'll be clueless unless you listen to it on Saturday. Then you'll have a lot of clues.
I have an idea.
Virginia Tech versus UNC. North Carolina's favored by 5.5 points, and the over/under 64. Ryan, what do we think? Sam Howell's first game back, since I guess everybody's first game back.
Yeah.
Not really much of a stat.
I think it'll be interesting because I expect Blacksburg to be packed. It's going to be at Virginia Tech, so
They'll be rocking them keys or whatever. Or I don't think they do that. Who does the key thing? I think that's Wisconsin. Doesn't matter. They do Inner Sandman at Virginia Tech, right?
But they have one of the best atmospheres in college football, Virginia Tech. So, and I think Virginia Tech is a decent to good team this year. I know not a lot of people are crazy about the coach over there, but I think UNC will win 38. Yeah, I think UNC will win 38-24. I think it'll be somewhat close till the end.
All right, there you go. UNC. My prediction was 28-14. So I think North Carolina's got a little separation third quarter. We'll see them walk them, put them out of their misery. The over/under does say, so if you can tell, so some games over/under is going to be higher, some's lower, right? The higher, they might expect more points to be scored, right? I don't know if we're missing something here. Are we expecting a shootout? Our defense is bad? We'll have to wait and see. All right, Oklahoma versus Tulane. Okay, we're going to keep this train rolling. Oklahoma favored by 31.5 points. The over/under is 69. A lot of points expected here, I think, from Oklahoma's end.
It was supposed to be played in Louisiana, but due to the hurricane, it is now going to be played in Oklahoma, which is just adds to the home field advantage that Oklahoma is going to have. So I think Oklahoma is going 52-13.
All right, there you go. Oklahoma started a bunch of guys, a bunch of good players, a bunch of good football team. This is kind of I think Tulane's going to be distracted with the hurricane. They've got family displaced, probably aren't going to be able to go to school for a month and a half. Probably ain't going to see their friends, yada, yada, yada. Their minds are on other things. Oklahoma 56-10. Still doesn't hit the over at that point, though. All right, here we go. Fun one. This is a real fun one because we got a little news behind it. We got South Carolina versus Eastern Illinois. South Carolina, I couldn't find anything on this. Nobody had anything. But I found something online that said South Carolina was favored by 40.5 points. I don't know if that's true. That's just Oklahoma's not even favored by 40.5 points. Nobody's favored by 40.5 points unless Eastern Illinois is the worst of the worst. That being said, South Carolina's not even starting their starting quarterback. Ryan, who are they starting?
So they're going to be starting Zeb Noland. He came to South Carolina as a graduate assistant coach. He was actually going to be a coach for South Carolina under Shane Beamer. However, Luke Doty is out of this game. He is injured with a foot injury, like a foot ankle injury, and so he will not be playing. And I guess they just deemed that the backup, who is a transfer senior quarterback, Jason Brown, I guess they don't think he's good enough. So anyways, they pretty much pulled this guy out of retirement, essentially. So he is taking off the hat and putting on the helmet, and he will be the starting quarterback. I
like that. Taking off the hat, putting on the helmet.
Taking off the hat, putting on the helmet.
That's cute. Did you see that online?
I just thought of it.
There you go. Smart guy over here. Yeah. Continue. Sorry.
No, thank you. So he was starting quarterback for North Dakota State last well, this past spring, honestly. Um, it wasn't the North Dakota State's best season, obviously, as they did not win the national championship. They actually fell in the quarterfinal. Zeb's spring season statistics, where he threw 4 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, and 740 yards. So not the best stats, but we'll see how he does. I'm sure he'll be fine against Eastern Illinois. I don't think
It
they're
needs to
good.
be a game manager. That's all he needs to do. Hand the
Probably
ball off. Don't make any mistakes. Make some passes every once in a while.
pretty much. I mean, he's a coach. He got another playbook. I mean, he's gonna be familiar. It's like I'm just going just thrown to the wolves. Eastern Illinois is not a good opponent. I don't think they're FCS anyways versus an SEC team. So I think Carolina wins 34-10.
There you go. I would take that 40.5 with a grain of salt. I'm picking 35-9, the University of South Carolina. All right, there you go. Boom, bang, boom, boom. Luke Doty, hopefully we'll see him back. Carolina fans need him back desperately. All right, what we got next? Penn State versus Wisconsin. Wisconsin is favored by 5.5 points, and the over-under is 50. I hate that Brett Favre. All right, go ahead. That's more of a Chicago thing, but whatever. Wisconsin favored by 5.5. Over-under is 50. Ryan, what do we think about Wisconsin?
I don't know, man. I know a lot of people think that both these teams, Penn State and Wisconsin, have a shot to potentially challenge Ohio State for that Big Ten title. I don't think so. I think it's stupid. I think Ohio State's the best team in the Big Ten. There really isn't another team that's comparable to Ohio
Michigan.
State. Haha. I think Wisconsin may have a right to say they're the second best team in the Big Ten. I think they'll be good. I'm excited to see that they announced that former Clemson player Ches Malusi is their starting running back. So congrats, Ches.
For which team?
Wisconsin.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
There you
The
go.
Monty Ball era is long gone, huh?
Well, I mean, Ches is a good player. Ches is a good player.
Yeah, I bet.
Anyways, after last season, I just can't look at Penn State and say I think they're going to win this game. So I think 21-17 Wisconsin wins.
Excuse me. Sorry about that,
Bless
everybody. Oh, my fault. Yeah. Penn State. I'm picking Wisconsin 28-21. They've got a really stellar defense. I would expect this to be a low-scoring football game, which means it'll probably end up being a high-scoring football game. That's
it's
how those things.
Typical Big Ten game.
Yeah, I think it's going to be 21, like you said, 20. What did I say? 28, 21, 21, 17, all perfect scores. All right, what do we got next? Rice versus Arkansas. Arkansas is favored by 19.5 points. Over under 50.
No, I want to hear your prediction first.
Oh my God!
I
put a prediction 1,000-1 for Arkansas. Somehow we will allow 1 point to be scored. Not really. I think it's going to be more like 45-10, 45-14, somewhere in that range. I think the team's going to be motivated. This team, I don't think they'll be looking forward to Texas. I think Rice is okay. I think people are really undervaluing KJ Jefferson. For some reason, I don't know why, I've seen a lot of criticism come his way from old Mississippi State fans who are the worst scum of the earth. I hate them. I don't want to get on another rant. I mean, people are so dumb. They forget their history. How quickly if we forget our history? Arkansas beat the two Mississippi schools last year. How quickly if we forget our history? Anyway, I'm not getting riled up about that just yet. Oh, but when those weeks come, it's going to be all like Donkey Kong, let me tell you. All right, anyway, Arkansas, I think they're going to win. I think they're going to do good. I think you're going to see a lot, but not too much. They're going to be saving some for the for the Texas game the next week. Hopefully game day will be showing up. We'll see what happens. If game day going to Fayetteville, I'm going to Fayetteville. Just kidding, but that'd be awesome. All right, Ryan, what do you think?
I don't know. I think game day is probably going to go to Ohio State, Oregon, if I can guess.
Oh, my God. No, I think Fresno State's going to be Oregon.
And if that happens, then you got to get shot. However,
I'm
I
telling you,
think
they're going to go to Arkansas, Texas because of the fact that the SEC and ESPN are in bed together.
I mean, you're not wrong.
They would love to pump that crap up, Bo. You know that for a fact. They would be like, yeah,
You're right.
get the SEC rolling.
I think it's an easy win for Arkansas over the younger McCaffrey brother quarterback starting for Rice.
Probably getting hurt.
41-20.
All right, there you go. Arkansas is going to play Rice this weekend. I'll give you some updates for that when it happens. Alabama versus Miami. Alabama is favored by 19.5 points, which is a lot. To give you some sense, to give you an idea of what I just said, and the over-under 61.5. Arkansas is favored over Rice by 19.5 points. Alabama is favored over Miami by 19.5 points. I don't know. You come to me on the day of my daughter's wedding. I don't know. I don't even know what to think about that line. I think Bama's going to wax them. I think it's kind of the same thing with Ohio State. I think either Ohio State is going to, I think Alabama's going to be, it might be closer than people think due to the quarterback being so young, or it might be a blowout.
Yeah.
It all depends on Derek King, really, also.
I think Miami is better than we give them credit for. Manny Diaz, the head coach over there, has been recruiting really well. They've been bringing all kinds of 4- and 5-star recruits in. They got a good quarterback. He's back from injury. Miami does seem a little cocky. They always are, but
cocky. Miami? No way.
They lost. Yeah, Miami's always cocky.
Yeah, exactly. That's the point. You can't understand my sarcasm.
Bama, obviously they lost a lot of talent. They lost Najee, they lost Devontae, they lost Waddle, they lost Mac Jones. I do think that they have the talent to replace that. But I think the game would be a lot closer than most people think. I'm saying 28-20 Bama.
I'm going 54-35. I think it's going to be close. Late third quarter, Bama's going to blow it wide open. It's going to be over. All right, there you go. There's Bama, Miami. Indiana versus Iowa. I saw Ryan put this on here, and I was like, why am I talking about this? I don't care. But Ryan put it on here, and I respect it. We have to cover one.
Ranked. They're both ranked.
Oh, it's a ranked game. Oh, my God. I didn't even realize. They won't be ranked for long. It won't be like this for long. That's what they say. Iowa is favored by 3, and the over-under is 46. Now this, they're expecting to be a very low-scoring game. Oh, my God. It's going to end up being 7-3. What a game. The Big Ten is back, baby. Ryan, give us some stats or something.
Having stats for you. Indiana was one of the better teams of last year, especially in the Big Ten, where they almost beat Ohio State.
Yeah, that game was close.
Yeah, they beat Penn State. Their quarterback got hurt. Hopefully he'll be back soon. I'm not sure if he's back for this game. Iowa is just such a boring team.
It's like the Pittsburgh Steelers. Oh, my God.
Boringer. Y'all got Najee Harris and Juju.
That's true.
Whatever. I think Indiana's going to win 31-10. I don't have a lot of faith in Iowa personally. And after what Indiana did last year, I have some faith in them.
I'm picking Indiana at 28-14. Can Iowa score more than 21 points? If you can bring me proof of that, I will give the first person to bring me proof of that $100. Ryan, you can't do it. All right, there you go. Indiana versus Iowa. Texas versus Louisiana Lafayette. Here we go. Hold on.
Brother.
Hey, we're gonna go down to the bayou. We're gonna go down to the bayou and go get me a Louisiana Lafayette. I'm gonna go get me some Cajun gumbo. And we're gonna go get us some Raging Cajuns. And we're gonna go down to Texas and beat their ass. If Coach O was the coach of Louisiana Lafayette, that's probably something he's saying.
That's what he would sound like, yes.
I went through like a multiple of my voices over there trying to find the coach one. It's like skipping a song. You got to find the one you want. You know what I mean? LSU. Speaking of the devil, Texas favored by only 8 points. God, they suck. I have some thoughts on, and the over-under is 58. I have some thoughts on Texas.
Go for it.
Texas hasn't been good in like 8 years. And every year, somehow Texas walks their way back into the top 25. They stroll their way back in, no matter what. Everybody's riding that Texas bandwagon. They're just riding Texas. Everything in Texas. They stink. Are they going to be as bad as last year? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. It's hard to say, New coach.
No Sam
New
Elliott,
quarterback.
New quarterback.
Yeah, they sucked when he was there. Couldn't stop anybody. He would score 68 points. The other team scored 72. You know what I mean? That's insane. I would kill for Arkansas to score 68 points in one game. He did. I mean, one season, I guess. Not even one game, Anyway, Texas. I think Texas wins 45-42. It's close.
Yeah, I think Louisiana Lafayette's a decent team. They're both ranked. I think Texas wins 38-28.
Texas?
I don't know.
There
Texas
you go.
is back.
Texas. There you go. Texas is back versus.
Yeah.
Oh God, I don't want them to lose Louisiana Lafayette because I think it would be better if they came off a win versus Arkansas, so they wouldn't be so mad. So if they come off a loss, they're gonna be mad. If they come off a win, maybe we can catch them like slipping. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. LSU versus UCLA. Ryan, this is the only one where we differ on our picks.
No, this is there's another one.
Oh, yeah, there is. LSU -3 over under 65. What do we think about? You go for LSU, I'll go for UCLA.
All right. Last year, obviously, LSU was not that great. I think that they have.
That's saying something.
Yeah. I think that's just always what LSU does. They win a national championship where they get to that stage where they're an elite team, and then they just drop. They just kind of start to stink, and they slowly get better again. And I think that's kind of what's happening here. I think the LSU will be a pretty decent team. I don't think they'll be great, but they'll be good. And kind of, personally for me, I think LSU is going to win this game. I think I put them down as 45-21 winners over UCLA.
It's a good point. I agree with all of that, except for the fact that I don't agree with any of it. I don't think LSU is going to be a good football team. I think LSU is going to be bad. LSU had the worst ranked pass defense in the country last year. If they improve by 50 spots, which is unheard of, they would still be ranked 70th. They stink. Their pass defense is bad. And I heard an LSU fan today talking about how, oh my God, we have great cornerbacks. Well, if they're so great, why didn't they do a thing last year to stop the pass when they were ranked last in the country?
It's true.
I don't want to hear the crap, Bo. I've been to the bottom of the mountain. I saw a video today with Arkansas was losing 25-7 to Western Kentucky. I know what it looks like to suck. LSU babies are little babies. I just get so bad. I hate the SEC. I hate them all. I just hate them all. I'm starting to realize I don't like any of them. They're all scumbags.
To the Big 12. Just go Big 12.
Oh, my God. We're not leaving the Big 12. You think we would leave the Big 12 with Texas and Oklahoma in it? You think we're going to leave it without?
Big 12.
Who?
Arkansas. They would lead the Big 12.
Oh, my God. Lead a conference full of nobodies. Arkansas would lead the Sun Belt, too. They would lead the American. So what? Who gives a damn?
I don't think they would lead the American. No.
You got a real stick up your butt, buddy. You want to become on my shit list right now? Oh, Lord, forgive me. I didn't mean to say that. If you want to come on my crap list, say what?
Central Florida and Houston.
You don't think Arkansas can beat Central Florida and Houston? Or Cincinnati? I don't know about Cincinnati. We might lose Cincinnati. But Houston? You got a real big pride thing. You need to be knocked down a little bit, buddy.
Look at program.
It's good. We have the best coordinators in the nation. Don't make me come on here to defend myself right now. I'm not doing it. This is about LSU versus UCLA. This is not about Oklahoma versus Arkansas. Relax, buddy.
Who? You have good ones, but not the best.
Don't get me riled up. You're really pissing me off right now. This is about LSU versus UCLA. Don't make me mad. Not so fast, my friend. UCLA is going to win this football game. Let me tell you why. They're going to pack the stadium out. There's going to be a wildfire burning around the stadium that forces everybody in. and they're going to play a football game in front of millions of refugees. And that's why they'll have a big stadium. But they will have a big stadium nonetheless. Next, on a more serious note, their quarterback is much better than LSU's. He's going to tear up their defense, which is bad. And, you can only sit there, LSU fans can sit there and say, oh my gosh, our scheme was terrible. And Bo Pelini was a bad coordinator. You can only sit there and say that for so long. I get it. He was a bad coach, and that's probably true. But yeah, I mean, the coaches don't go out there and play the plays. You know what I mean? They don't go out there and make the catches. They don't do that stuff, Players still have to play football. And, you can say somebody's bad as somebody is. Whew, that was a lot. That was an emotional trip. Predictions, I think UCLA is going to win 45-35.
Bold pick.
Bold. UCLA's got no rust. LSU's got rust. And the fact that LSU's going to be worried. They're actually practicing in Houston. They've got family back at home, been devastated by the hurricane, very sad. They're going to be thinking about that kind of stuff. They're not going to have their minds focused for UCLA in Southern California when it's 1,000 degrees outside.
I don't know. I don't see enough from UCLA to win.
And they're starting a worse quarterback than Miles Brennan. They don't have that many great wide receivers. Their running backs are all average. I'm not very high on LSU. I think LSU's going 7-5 this year. You can book that, write it down, come back at the end of the season, say something to me about it. Yeah, that's not even me being like a biased fan, which I am. But I do think LSU's going to not be very good this year. That's just a real opinion I've got. Clemson versus Georgia, the big boy, the granddaddy of them all, like Brent Musburger used to say. Clemson -3 over 150. Ryan, what do you think?
Oof. This is definitely the game of the week,
right?
I've been nervous about this game ever since the end of last year, pretty much. I've been looking at this game and it's like, oof, that's a tough one to start on. And I've been saying that pretty much this entire time. And then Clemson released their depth chart, I think on Sunday. And when I was just looking at who was starting, who's playing, and I was like, geez, Clemson's loaded. And I didn't think I realized how loaded they were. I mean, they lost Trevor Lawrence, lost ETN. They're still loaded. It's just ridiculously loaded. And, unfortunately, it looks like maybe one or two players may have COVID for Clemson, which hopefully they'll get better. Hopefully they don't have COVID. And Georgia,
lots of injuries on Georgia.
Chart. They did not release a depth chart, so we have no idea.
Kirby Smart, what a scumbag guy.
However, it does seem like they do have injuries and absences, especially in the secondary and a little bit in the wide receiver core. So
yeah,
you don't even know who's really playing for them, but we'll find out, I guess. But it sounds like they're a little beat up.
I wanted to point out that tight end. Remember that tight end we talked about? He's no longer with the football team. Did you see that?
Is he officially no longer?
Kirby Smart said he's gone.
He's gone.
Yeah.
I know he was away for personal reasons or something.
No, he's gone now. They announced it today. What a wild guy that is.
Wild.
Wasted potential.
It really is. I was listening to a little bit of interviews and stuff from Clemson's side. The offensive coordinator seems to think that for Clemson, Tony Elliott, they kind of seem to think that they're going to struggle against the run against Georgia. They think that Georgia's defensive line is going to dominate. It's really going to be hard to get those rushes out. So because of that, I think we're going to see I think Clemson's going to try and get the run going with a bunch of read options. I know that's something that DJ Ucla excels at, is doing read options. We saw that a lot in the Boston College game. And then I thought, of course, Brett Venables is going to try and dominate the line on his side as well and try to stop Georgia's run game and get pressure on JT Daniels, as he always does. It'll be really interesting to see what happens. I think it's going to be an uber tight game. I I don't really. Honestly, on a talent level, I think they're neck and neck. If we're being honest here. However, I do like Clemson a little bit better, just because I think their defense is better. I really think Clemson has a stronger defensive line. I mean, they're just stacked on that defensive line. And I think if Clemson can find any running game to open up like play action pass with DJ, then I think they win. I think they win 31-28.
There you go. The granddaddy of them all. I'm going with the Georgia Bulldogs. Here's why. I don't know why. I just have a weird feeling in my heart that Clemson's due for a letdown. Now, you can say the last time we saw Clemson play, we got a pretty big letdown. But I don't know. I just feel like maybe Georgia. It's hard to say. I don't feel good with the pick, to be honest with you. I'm making no pick. That's my pick.
It's a coin flip. It really is a coin flip.
I'm making no pick until the game time on Saturday. I have no pick until Saturday at 7:55. I will make a pick, but until then, I will not make a pick. I have to know everything going into it. I just don't feel confident.
That's fair. I mean, it really is a coin flip. I think they are so equal in terms of talent and coaches. I think Clemson's a little plus on coaches, but in terms of talent, I think they're pretty equal. And it's like even me picking Clemson, 31-28. I still think Georgia has a very good chance to win this game. Very good. I mean, as I said, I'm nervous about this game. I'm still nervous. And I've been looking about
hard one to open with
words too. Georgia's nervous too. They're all nervous as well. Everyone's nervous. No one knows what's going to happen.
I think Georgia should be more nervous. And I have this opinion. Right, that Clemson, if they win the rest of their games, go undefeated, they will make the college football playoffs if they lose to Georgia. Georgia loses to Clemson on Saturday, has to go undefeated. I mean, they have to. If they lose to Alabama and the SEC championship or whoever they play, Texas A&M, I don't know who's going to be.
I think it's the other way around. I think if Clemson loses, they're going to be a good shot. They're not going to make it, and Georgia could go all the way.
You think they'll
Georgia
could then lose Alabama? I think it depends on the way. Oh, I don't know. Yeah. It's tough.
Because if Clemson loses, I think you could see two SECs, and Georgia and Bama go. You got to assume Ohio State's going, and you have to assume Oklahoma's going.
If they're all 11-1 at the end of the season, if any of those teams go 10-2, it's over. And it really kind of boils down to Alabama, Texas A&M, and Ohio and Georgia. It's those three that are going to be battling for those two spots.
Definitely.
So, if Texas A&M loses one and they beat Alabama, and you got, I don't know, that'd be a disaster. We'll see what happens. I will make a prediction. I will make a pick. 5 minutes before game time. Boom. All right. Well, that covers your big daddy of them all. We've got some other games of note. I'm just going to run through them. One that I thought we should have talked about, and another one that I think we should talk about as well. Thank you for reminding me, Ryan, even though you did not remind me. You did not remind me, Ryan. I need to pull it up. Here it is.
Put it in the notes. It's there.
All right. I pull it up. All right. There you go. All right. BYU versus Arizona. I just picked some games that I thought were interesting. You can do what you will with this information. BYU versus Arizona. Shockingly, BYU is favored by 12.5 points. Over under 54.
Don't agree.
Arizona must be bad. Texas Tech at Houston. Texas Tech -1. Over under there 64.
Literally a coin flip.
Oregon State versus Purdue. Purdue -7. Over under 68.5. Sunday. This is the game that I was talking about just now. Notre Dame versus Florida State. Notre Dame's favored by 7.5 points. Over under 55.5. What do you think, Ryan? Any opinion on that?
I think Notre Dame.
I think it's two bottom dwellers going in. You think Florida State's going to beat them?
See, Notre Dame lost their quarterback, and they replaced him with garbage.
Who replaced him?
Jack Cohen, who's a transfer from Wisconsin.
Oh, yeah, I remember you
Couldn't
mentioning
even
that.
start at Wisconsin.
Oh, that's bad.
I think Notre
Probably a
Dame.
big, strong quarterback who does not run and can only throw the football very fast.
Pretty much. And then Florida State, they got Mackenzie Milton from Central Florida. He's a
Ooh,
good quarterback.
yeah, he
Um,
is.
so I don't think Florida State is necessarily going to be a good team this year. They'll maybe get to a bowl game, but I think they could be. I think they could beat Notre Dame.
Definitely. All right, there you go. I think I don't know. That's a toss up to me too. I have no clue. Fresno State at Oregon. This game intrigues me. I saw this and I was like, I think Oregon's going to win. I think Oregon's probably a good football team, but I think Fresno has a very, very good quarterback, and I think he's going to do very good. This game, Oregon. I'm not a betting man, but if you're a better, Fresno State plus 20.5. If you're better, you know what I'm talking about. Might be a good bet. Over under 64.5. I think over, but that's just a little betting stuff for you. Sorry about that. Western Michigan at Michigan. Michigan's favored by 17. Over under 67. That one's for you, Micah, wherever you are. All right. Michigan State at Northwestern. Northwestern -3, over under 46. Oh my God. If you like Big Ten football, you will love this game. This game is going to be 7-3 final score. That's all I have to say about that.
So
Boise's, yeah, final score is going to be 7-3. Boise State versus UCF. UCF -6, over under 68. The Fighting Gus Malzones versus the Blue Broncos.
That game could be the decider about who is the best group of 5 team against that
Cincinnati.
I mean, I think Cincinnati's up there too, but
no, Cincinnati's better than both of these teams. You really don't like Cincinnati, don't you?
I like Cincinnati. I think they're good, but I also think this game will definitely play into that factor.
Sure. Whatever. I just put it because Boise State has cool turf. South Florida versus NC State. NC State's favored by 18.5 points, over under 59. South Florida, Jeff Scott is the old coach there. That's the only reason I threw that in there. Temple versus Ryan's favorite team, Rutgers. Ryan says his actual favorite team is Rutgers. Rutgers is favored by 14.5 points and over under 52. Wow. Think we'd ever see a day where Rutgers was favored to win a football game?
Today is that day.
We have come a long time. We can't beat COVID, but man, Rutgers can beat overs and unders and spreads. Ole Miss at Louisville on Monday. I don't even know why I threw that in there because we're going to talk about it on Monday's show. So just look out for that because at that point the game wouldn't have even come on yet. All right, there you go. What else? I had one more. Oh, San Jose versus USC. I think this game's going to be pretty good. San Jose State's favor is USC is -14. San Jose's +14. Over under 59.5. I think USC is going to win pretty handily. I just wanted to throw it in there because Nick Starkel, he's been in college for 20 years. He's probably 40 years old at this point. What do you think about USC this year,
Ryan? I think best case scenario they can win the Pac-12 and go to a playoff game. Right. Worst case scenario, like 7-5, 8-4. I think they'll be a good team. Just kind of depends if they can actually develop that talent and if Clay Helton can actually do anything.
Sure. We'll see what happens. USC. I think UCLA is going to win the Pac-12 South.
I would love that. I really would.
I think Chip Kelly's a better coach than Clay Helton too.
Yes.
All right. There you go. It's over. I told everyone it was a marathon. It wasn't a sprint. It's over. We did it. We persevered.
We did it.
The episode is over. The week 1 preview is done. Ryan, any final thoughts before we end the episode?
Yeah, I'm just excited and looking forward to a hopeful Clemson win. Fingers crossed.
That's true. We will be back on Monday. with a brand new recap episode. So please be on the lookout for that. Also, you're going to see some new things next week. So be on the lookout for that as well. So this is it, folks. This is the end. This is it. I will speak to you on Monday. College football is here. It is here. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Hey, everybody. Thank you for watching the YouTube version of the TNR Sports Show. Make sure to like, subscribe, and tune in every Friday and Monday for a new episode of the TNR Sports Show. I really appreciate it. Make sure to check out our other videos from the preseason or anything of that nature. And make sure you just share with your friends. I would really appreciate that as well. But again, thank you for watching the TNR Sports Show, Monday or Friday edition.